So guys, welcome back to my channel. In the previous vlog, I've shown you how I've flown from Ho Chi Minh City to the capital of Laos, which is Vientiane. And today we are going to be exploring the capital city of Laos, which supposedly is touted to be quite laid back for a capital. Also, if you check it out on Google Maps, it actually shares its border with Thailand. So quite a unique place because I've never seen a capital share a border with a different country. But yeah, nonetheless, this is the presidential palace. Looks quite beautiful. And right in front of me, as I walk by, is a war memorial called Patuxai. This was actually a war memorial that is dedicated to the Laos soldiers who fought for the independence against the French colonial. So let me quickly give you a history of this monument. This was actually built between 1957 to 1968 and is often referred to as Arc de Triomphe due to its resemblance with the famous French landmark. However, Patuxai features distinct Laotian architecture, including Buddhism symbols and mythological figures. The monument stands in the Patuxai Park and offers a panoramic view of Vientiane from its top, which we can probably visit if we want to. I'm not sure how much the ticket would be. It is decorated with an intricate carving, including depiction of Hindu and Buddhist deities. Though it is funded with US aid, originally intended for an airport, it was repurposed for the monument, leading some to nickname it as Vertical Runway. Patuxai remains a significant cultural and historical symbol in Laos, attracting both tourists and locals. I guess we can go up. So let's see how much the tickets cost. One ticket. Thank you. This is the currency, which is called Laotian kip. Let's check how the monument looks from the top. Doesn't look that big from the outside, but when you climb, it seems quite large. Almost feels like a museum. Yeah, finally made it to the top. This is how it looks. Also giving you an amazing vantage point to view the entire city. Wow, this is the presidential palace where the president lives. Down there you can see the fountain. They usually have a fountain show in the evening. There were timings mentioned down near the ticket counter. Well, nothing fancy, just a monument built in the memory of all the Laotian soldiers who fought for the freedom of this country when it was under the French colonial. I think a lot of restoration work needs to be done though. 30,000 kip is quite a decent amount, probably $100. If you have to pay $100 for this view, then I guess it's worth it. Well, I didn't realize we can actually go further up there. So might as well check it out. A small temple. Let's go further up. Oh, this is closed. But this is a view of Vientiane from possibly the most popular monument here in Laos. Also, let's speak a little bit about the capital and also the largest city in Laos. It is located along the Mekong River near the border with Thailand. It serves as a political, cultural and economic center of the country. Unlike many bustling capitals in Southeast Asia, Vientiane has more laid-back atmosphere, reflecting the slower pace of life. If you have to speak about the history and the colonial influence, the city is a mix of old temples, colonial buildings and modern structure, reflecting its evolving identity. The French influence is seen, much like the monument behind me, in architecture, street cafes, even the food. We'll probably explore the local markets and see if we can find some souvenirs that we can collect. Before going, let's probably try some. Like I said, a lot of French influence. Let's see what we can order. I would like to have one iced cocoa and an almond croissant.
Almond croissant, do you want eat here or to go?
Eat here.
Here.
How much? 111. Okay. Thank you. Well, that was quite a sumptuous croissant for the price that I paid. But anyways, I've never told you why Laos was the most bombed country per capita. So let me find a place where I can sit and explain you and give you a gist of the tragic incident that occurred to this country. So yeah guys, I found a place where no one is gonna get disturbed by my blabbering. So yeah, Laos unfortunately holds the tragic title of the most bombed country in history per capita due to the secret war that took place between 1964 to 1973, which was part of a larger Vietnam War. The US military carried out a massive bombing campaign in Laos aiming to disrupt northern Vietnam's supply line and communist forces operating in the country. The reason for this heavy bombing was because of the Ho Chi Minh Trail. Laos was officially neutral during the Vietnam War, but northern Vietnam used its territory to transport troops and supply via the Ho Chi Minh Trail, a key network of road and paths. The US targeted these supply routes with intense bombs to slow northern Vietnam force. Also, the CIA was involved. They secretly funded and trained the anti-communist force in Laos, mainly the ethnic Hmong fighters, to resist the communist forces of northern Vietnam. Well, the reason why it was called the Secret War is because without prior notice, Americans actually bombarded Laos with extensive air campaign. The US carried out around 500,000 bombing missions over Laos, dropping over 200 million tons of bombs, more than what was used in Europe and the Pacific during the World War II. About 30% of the bombs did not explode, leaving millions of unexploded bombs scattered across the country. Today, these deadly remnants still threatens life, and thousands of Laotians are unfortunately killed. So what do we understand by this? That Laos was just strategically and geographically in an unfortunate position. They were not involved in this war. They were only bombarded because the Vietnamese troops were using their land to transport goods and ammunitions. Well, unfortunately, all the monuments closes after 5 p.m. apparently. As I said, the most laid-back capital for a reason. So yeah, I'm probably gonna continue this vlog in the evening because there's a night market apparently which can be explored. So I'll give you a glimpse. And I'm gonna leave Vientiane because there's literally nothing to explore here except for a couple of monuments that closes by 5 p.m. So let me save some battery. Let me enjoy the sunset. Well, now that it's dusk, it's finally time to give you a glimpse of the night market here in Vientiane. It gets quite crowded apparently for the size and stature of the city. Let's see what kind of food you get in the night market. Japanese. Some chicken. Crabs. Salmon. Well, most of the night markets are moreover same in Southeast Asia. Reminds me of the night market in Chiang Mai actually. Quite similar. But the standard of the food here is questionable. Let me give it a try and see what can happen. I'll probably get a bad stomach, no problem. This is chicken? How much you want? 50. 3. Let's give it a try. Thank you. चलो बैठ के ट्राई करते हैं इसको. So yeah, I'm gonna tuck in with my hands. Tastes like chicken. Not the freshest. Still edible. This is like 200 bucks in Indian rupees. Had to order pineapple juice in order to sit here. Anyways, as I said, these markets are more or less the same in this part of the world, you know. Be it Laos, Vietnam or Thailand or Cambodia. You find this sort of market, it's nothing special. They're just fond of seafoods and insects. So if you're fond of it, guys, it's not a bad place. Maybe stomach upset for a couple of days. But once your body is acclimatized to this food, then you can eat like these people, you know. They have no problem. Anyways, signing off from the food market. See you.